Yeah, that's a big dog hunt. Hello again, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Philly Pulse, your city sports beat. I'm your host, Joe Staszak, co-host right there, Sean Lochner. It's our, what do we do? What's today? Friday, fifth in a row, because it is Super Bowl
Yeah,
week,
Monday. Yeah.
Super Bowl 59 in 2 days. In fact, 2 days, 1 hour and 37 minutes, kickoff. So here we go. Starting to get a little bit more excited versus the Yanks, but I know Sunday's going to be awful. How you feeling?
Good.
Feeling good?
Good. Still confident.
Yeah, a
I was
lot of the,
having,
go ahead.
go ahead.
I was gonna say a lot of the pundits, national guys are now, a lot of people taking the
They
Eagles.
switched. Did you see that?
What?
There's a lot of people that have picked the Chiefs that are now picking the Eagles. Like,
Any reason?
Get Up on ESPN. Get Up. Your buddy Kevin Kincaid, Crossing Broad, had a article about how they literally switched. The whole panel switched from Chiefs yesterday to Eagles today.
In one day?
Yeah. Now, there was a couple different people that were on the panel this time that weren't, but there was a couple people I saw Jeff Saturday switch from the Chiefs to the Eagles. So apparently people are starting to know something. And it's I,
I don't
I
like
don't know if I've
it.
started a trend with this confidence, but there are a lot
I,
of people confident. And
yeah, I don't.
maybe it went down a little bit for me, but I'm still feeling good.
I don't like it.
Well,
Don't like
ah,
it at all.
you seem a little bit more comfortable though too, Joe. So
I think they're going to win. I do. But when I hear I guess I should dismiss a lot of the callers that I hear, but everyone's, talking about blowouts now. Like, where did
yeah.
we go from like, just make sure we don't let Patrick Mahomes beat us in the last minute to we're going to blow him out.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think the Eagles are going to win by 10 or more. I think 10 is a good number. That's what I've been saying. That's what
Yeah,
started
I
talking
could
to
see
people
that. I
today
could see.
about it. And I think that's the number I'm sticking with. It's not going to move. I think, like you said, I think by game time, it's going to be a pick 'em. It's going to be a hell of a game. But my feeling is I've been reminiscing a lot today. I was thinking back. So work has given us the option where you can take Monday off, or you can take the parade off. And I'm in a sort of different situation because I'm going to pick up the kids on Thursday. So I'm thinking if the kids are here in that pending snowstorm, maybe I'll get lucky and the parade will be Friday. And then I can bring the kids.
Yeah, that's the only day
That's
you
my
could.
thought
It's the
process.
only day you could bring the kids, isn't it?
Yeah, because I was just thinking back at when the Eagles won the Super Bowl in 2018. I was living in Minnesota at the time, and I had to go to work the next day, and it was awesome because there was a lot of Eagles fans that were coming in to where I was working during the weekend, and we started talking, and then they came back that next morning. One of the guys was like, "My wife and I just had to come back and see you because we had such a great conversation with you on that Saturday," and it was like, wow, like them talking about we're excited, we're gonna go to the parade. I was jealous. So I'm a little nervous. Like if the parade comes, there's a chance it might be Thursday when I gotta go.
I
So
notice I haven't. Sometimes they'll put it out there before the game. Like if they win, they'll be. Which I don't want to hear anything about a parade. But I always thought it'd be 2 days, Wednesday. Like,
I
but
was thinking that too, but it was Thursday the last time. So
was it? Okay.
we'll see.
That's interesting. Well,
Well, you know us. We like to be different.
yeah, we do. They have the best. People keep saying they have the best team, but no, they have the best roster. Remember that they have the best. Who's the better team? We don't know until Sunday. They have the best roster right now. I believe that. I mean, I did a piece on Saquon today, and then I read a few more pieces that didn't make it into mine. He said when he got into Philly, he just looked around and just everywhere he looked, there were studs in town. He said he didn't put down the Giants, but he said it was just different. He looked at the offensive line and he looked over the receivers, quarterback, he's like defense. He's like, this team is loaded.
Yeah. People want to play here. That's how it's been. And
What's
it's
that?
people want to play here.
Which
Players
is good. It's become a destination, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you hear the talk about Miles Garrett, and it'll never happen, but it's great to hear it, you know? I mean, some team's gonna have to give up like two number ones for that guy.
Yeah, it's a trade. He's not a free agent, and the Cleveland Browns don't want to budge with him. But guess what? He's not going to show up on the field.
No.
That's an issue when you have a place where people don't want to be anymore. Because like Jimmy Butler didn't want to be in Miami, and they have no shot of winning anything, and maybe some other things have deteriorated. I'm not sure I like the way he played it, but guys want to win after a while. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? They don't
absolutely.
want to go their whole career looking around going, I'll never get out of this place because the management just can't get anything else right. Which, and I think Rick might have misunderstood the question because he was talking about almost like sour grapes. I was talking about when I said that the Chiefs moved up. I mentioned John Dorsey, who became the GM with the Browns. I think that's what he might have heard, but he was the GM of the Chiefs first. He was in the decision to go up 17 spots ahead of Cleveland to get um, Patrick Mahomes, and so there was nothing there that they were saying, yeah, we would have. I think he misunderstood, but that's why I was asking if he had heard anything after they made that move that they got Cleveland was targeting Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs jumped him. I don't know. I still don't know the answer to that question. I do know they made some moves with the Bills to get Trent McDuffie to get Patrick Mahomes with the Bills. They made moves with the Bills. So the Bills keep improving the Chiefs by making moves with them. Now they're having a
And
hard
now they
time.
can't beat him.
Can't beat them, right? I'd say I think they should stop doing that.
No, for
Um,
sure.
because
Well, so speaking of Mahomes, okay, so at work we end the day with a call with our GM, and we kind of like run through, you know, what our day was, things of that nature. So today, with it being him and I got on first, and we were chatting about the game and talking about the podcast and talking about what we were doing. So then when the other guys jumped on, one of the other cams threw this question, and Justin, the general manager, was like, Sean, you have to ask Joe this. So here we go.
yeah,
So here's the scenario. You got to pick one or the other. Okay.
I have to pick one or the other.
Yeah. Would you rather? Would you rather? Okay. 2 minutes left in the game. You're up by four. Chiefs have the ball. Or 2 minutes left, down by four. Eagles have the ball.
Okay.
2 minutes left in the game. Which one do you want?
The first one. I always like to be leading.
Yeah,
Yeah, I get where he's going with that question. They're both
absolutely.
they both aren't great predicaments because I think
Yeah, I mean, hey, yeah,
I do think if Jalen gets the ball, I know I've watched the Chiefs make stops and maybe get the refs to make a call, but I've seen them make stops with other teams having those opportunities. I think, and I know the big thing last time was that the Bradbury penalty eliminated any chance of Jalen getting the ball back. But I think if Jalen does get the ball back, I'd be confident they'd move down the field and there'd be a high chance that they would score.
yeah, I would go with the first one too because I I have such confidence in our secondary now, and I just feel they attract the big plays, and I could just see that coming down at the very end of the game to an interception or a batted ball down. Eagles win by four.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like they're playing against a Civ defense. It's the number one defense. I'll take my chances with that.
Sure.
Um, However, let me just say this. It's a little bit of a concern. Now, these situations haven't been in, yes, they actually have been. Two of them have been. I'll take you through a couple games real quickly. Our defense, well, let's go back to the Rams game. They're up 13. Barkley just bust one for 78. Everyone's going nuts. The announcers acted like the game was over. Jake Elliott
Yeah.
misses an extra point. It's now 13. I'm on my phone with Doug. I'm like pulling my hair out because I'm thinking there's 4 minutes left. They go down and score once, and then here we go with either the kickoff or onside kick. This could get hairy. But the Rams hadn't done anything all second half, and it's snowing. So I'm thinking, okay, boom, 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 boom. You saw what happened.
Oh yeah.
Goes right down the field, scores. Okay, that was bad. Kicks the ball off to the Eagles, 3 and out in 13 seconds. Kick the ball back to the Rams. Well, the Rams can't do it twice. Boom, 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 boom. They're at the 13-yard line. Okay, Jalen Carter sack, incompletion, they win. Go back to the Washington game. Devontae Smith kind of drops that ball, would have been a first down in Washington. Gives the ball back, right down the field, 6 seconds left, they score. Saquon drops the ball against Atlanta. I know this was before they became together, and this was early.
Sure, sure, sure.
Right, they went down. Kirk Cousins, who wasn't even on a team by the end of the year, hardly because he got benched. Uh, but a minute and six to go right down the field and score. Like, are those? That's not a prevent defense one because I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think. I mean, I know they had to score a touchdown, not a field goal, but I mean, letting them go right down the field on those. I just mentioned 4 games that were close and they were up against decent quarterbacks and let them go right down the field to score.
So then why does it make you feel so confident that you would rather have the first one?
Because they're winning and the Chiefs have to make the plays. You know what I mean? A mistake by the Chiefs, maybe Mahomes ball, he sails on him and it's an interception.
Right.
Still leading. Whereas if they're not, the Eagles have to make the
Gotcha,
play to
gotcha.
score. So I mean, I get that. I mean, yeah, Mahomes is 7 for 7 in those kind of games in the playoffs, where he's down in a minute, down one score, and has to do it. So history shows that he hasn't failed. But that also, to me, lends to my thing. There's going to be a time when he fails. There was a time when Brady failed 3 times in the Super Bowl. Like he did
Sure.
lose 3 Super Bowls. Um, and you're the GOAT and you lose 3. It happens. And he was in 10, so he still has a 700% winning percentage in the Super
Right.
Bowl. But
10
he's
Super
human.
Bowls.
You're not going to win also. You're not going to win every time you're there.
You say that number. 10 Super Bowls Tom Brady was
Think
in.
about that. Think about that. We're all jacked up here, and we should be 3 in 8 years. That's phenomenal. 10 Super Bowls. He goes to Tampa. He's in another
He
one.
didn't show up yesterday, too. He was supposed to
Okay.
show up yesterday, Super Bowl, and he was a no-show.
What was he doing?
I don't know. I saw it was like a headline on the Inquirer. I saw it this morning. I didn't get a chance to read it. So I don't know if it was clickbait, but it's basically talking about like him getting a role that he might not have necessarily been qualified for.
He wasn't. Not
Oh, what
yet. Greg Olson's great. They replaced someone who's the best at his job.
do you really think Brady's going to do this, though?
What?
I mean, well, there's certain things he can and can't do. He can't meet with teams. He can't interview teams and players on the team with his restrictions as a minority owner.
Well, then he can't do that. And I'm not saying he's not good at what he does. I'm just saying they gave it to him without any experience.
Sure. But
And you
if
know how I feel about giving high profile guys
yeah, yeah, yeah,
without
yeah,
experience.
yeah. So stop. So the Raiders, with the whole Raiders situation, I don't know, like if that ever occurred. I mean, I like him. I think he's good. Does he need more? Yeah, absolutely. He
He's
does
good. He's
definitely
fine.
have
He's
room to grow.
Brady. He still gives you
Yeah,
his knowledge and his experience from games, which is that's great.
yeah,
For the mind of Tom Brady to have access to that for 3 hours, I'm good with that.
yeah. But
I
I
do
do.
like. I think Greg Olson's phenomenal.
I love Greg Olson.
He's great. He
He
just
is so good.
he's really. I
And I
get
love when
annoyed.
he is like come out and like been like, yeah, I got it from the Eagles fans this week. You know, right? You know, deserved it.
He's honest. He's. I get annoyed because I don't like getting out coached or out thought during a
Right.
football game, and he's always a step ahead of stuff that I did. I'm like, oh wow.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed him. Tony Romo, that's past. It was fun in the beginning. Now he's just annoying. Um,
Yeah, he went from meteoric in 2 years, and then
yeah, I'd like to see somebody else with Jim Nance before Jim goes. I don't know if that'll happen.
they paid Tony a lot of money. I don't know what his contract was.
Yeah, I don't think, yeah, I mean, it's just me, but
Well, he was. He stopped preparing, and they said, "Yo, it's showing on the air. You still got to go in and prepare like you're preparing for a game."
sure,
I know
sure.
a lot of those ex-athletes, maybe most of them might kind of understand the drill, but some of them just go and because they think they're who they are, can just go walk through it. I could tell you, I'm not going to name some people, but I could tell you stories off the air about some disasters that just thought that, hey, I was an ex-player and I'm going to show up and not do my homework, and it backfires.
Yeah.
You can tell. You can't fake your way through a lot of information, or you'll say something ridiculous at some point.
Sure.
But yeah, I like Brady. I like Brady.
Yeah.
I like Kevin Burkhardt.
Yeah. I
Um,
don't mind it either. I mean, but
it's a
uh,
Fox game. It's a Fox game, right?
yeah, it is. Yeah, it's Brady and
Well, 2 years ago it was a Fox. So why? I thought they rotate every.
yeah, I don't know the new rules. It used to be what CBS used to get.
It used to be
uh,
CBS, NBC, and ABC would rotate.
Right, but I remember CBS used to be an AFC, Fox was
Yeah,
NFC.
and
Now it doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter anymore, right?
Yeah. So I mean I don't know. I can't keep up with it. It is what it is. It's more important things to worry about. Like how about the Sixers coming out? Perfect timing. Let's have our press conference, Mr. Morey.
Friday before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. But I did like Missinelli getting him on. It's 12:25 today. Had some interesting
How do you
questions.
do? How do you do with them?
Good, good. I mean, Mike is Mike. He's going to ask the tough questions. I mean, Daryl 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 did own up saying that he could have done better with the role players being a lot older. He said going into this trade deadline, he wanted to get more. He wanted to get younger. He feels like he did. Um, and he just kept on saying, well, what would you rather have? Would you rather like not have Joel Embiid and just have like scrap, or have a chance with Joel Embiid? And the same thing with like Paul George. Okay, he's 34 years old, but you got to have two stars.
That's
So
what I said. I said I don't see another option. I get why
exactly.
people,
So that's what he kept on saying, and it's like you don't want to hear that from your general manager.
but that was the case. Like, what's the
Yeah, but
other
again,
recourse? There wasn't much
it's like
out there.
we got snake bitten by the injuries as well. He was kind of saying he said that Joel was cut. He came in, he was prepared, he was ready to go, and then all of a sudden the knee flared up. So I mean, I just think I think it was a lot of bullshit. You know,
Usually is.
yeah. So typically, but I don't know. I mean, he's got hope. He thinks that there's a chance that they could make some noise. He said that this NBA playoff system is set up perfectly for this team this year, how we are. So I guess he thinks that there's a chance that he might get a heat run out of us. Who knows?
They got to make the playoffs first.
Exactly.
They got a little bit of work to do, but okay. All right,
Yeah.
interesting. It's a
Sure.
shame.
But
I
I
thought,
will give him credit to come on. I mean, Mike was he was down in Radio Row. So, I mean,
oh, gotcha.
well, Daryl called in. Obviously, he wasn't there.
Right.
But, I mean, give him credit for doing that. I mean, that
Sure.
you're usually not pressed.
You're
Yeah.
walking into a fire, but he's schooled at probably, dancing around the questions.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he did. You got to listen to it. He did. I mean, he did a perfect dance. It was remarkable.
Sure, the dance, right? The
Yeah.
borderline pull. Well, all right, bro. Tell the crowd we got tomorrow. We're gonna wrap. We got two more
Yeah,
shows.
so we
Tomorrow show.
have tomorrow, we have two gentlemen joining us. One from the state of Utah. He runs a Facebook page out there, and they're actually going to have a Super Bowl watch party. So figured it'd be kind of cool to hear what people are doing to get ready for the game, what they're having, things of that nature. And me living out in Minnesota for 9 years, and then New York City as well. I always went to bars and other places to get Eagles
Sure.
watch parties, and there was always great places in New York City that I would love to go to. But when I moved to Minnesota, didn't necessarily have one. And I got a really, really crazy story of how I found this one. But there's a gentleman by the name of Mike that's actually going to join us from that Facebook page as well and talk about their watch party that they will be having. So what you and I figured is we're going to get them on at the same time. So it's going to be the four of us.
All right, I like that. That'll
Going
be
to kind of go
fun.
back and forth and have a little bit of fun with
A
it.
lot of
They're really,
A
really
lot of
excited
Eagles
about it.
vibe. Yep, I like that because it's here, it's coming. You got to enjoy the moment. They don't come around all that often unless
Right.
you live in Kansas City or New England. But hopefully that could be us around here, and hopefully you got to capture a few of them too. It can't be Buffalo, the Four Falls of Philadelphia. Um,
Absolutely.
so good stuff. Of course, this is
And
on
then
YouTube.
Yeah, this is on YouTube. And then, Joe, if you need to send me down, live down a Broad Street after the Super Bowl.
Don't be climbing up any poles, please. I don't need to be liable for you falling off a thing while I'm shooting it. Uh, we need you.
I'll stand in Jamie Apodi's shot.
And there it is.
I was standing here.
Mic drop. Good stuff, bro. All right, thanks for watching, folks. We will see you tomorrow. We're gonna post this right now. Of course, YouTube and all the audio outlets, Spotify and Apple. And tomorrow we'll have another one leading up to Super Bowl Sunday. T minus 2 days, Eagles and Chiefs, Super Bowl 59. Thanks for watching. Talk to you, brother. Have a good
All right,
weekend.
buddy.
We'll talk
Take
to you
care. Have a
tomorrow,
good night.
pal. All right, you
Yep.
too, bud. See you.